Hello everybody, Vilisink, back again with Raid Shadow Legends. How are you doing? How is everyone? Hope you're doing well. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at an enemy max HP champion. A lot of you might know, we're going to show you the builds. I have more than one, and we're going to waste no time, we're going to jump right into it. We'll find this champion, give me a second. So the champion that we're going to be taking a look at is none other than Royal Guard. As you can see, I have two. I used one for quite some time before I decided to slow him down. He now has attack boots. I wonder if I can swap these boots. Potentially yes. So I slowed this one down purely to give him more attack, to go with the crit damage, because I changed to a Spider 24-25 type of setup with HP burn. Not too long ago, maybe a couple of months, maybe like 3 or 4 months ago, I pulled a second one, and I thought to myself, here's what I'm going to do. I'll make one quicker in case I want to farm some Spider on stage 20 for clan versus clan, or just a quicker 20 team for the speed of it, or Ice Golem, or Faction Wars, or Doom Tower, all of the above. And that's what I did. So we'll go with the first one, and we're going to quickly, everybody knows Royal Guard. The skin is really cool. I'm a big fan of the mask for some reason. It's just something that I've always liked. It's very, very cool. The skin in itself is quite cool. Nicely detailed, not too much, not too little. So base stats, 15,000 HP for an attack champion is quite respectable. His attack is 1,531, which is maybe top 5, top 10. Extremely high base attack for an attack based champion, which we would expect. His defense, 771, which we're not going to worry about too much. Speed, 93, so he needs an overhaul with his speed. I would like to see Royal Guard at least 98, 99 speed, at least. There's a lot of slow champions in the game. We need to just kind of modernize it. They have to be a bit quicker. It's extremely difficult for certain champions if they're like 89 in the 90s, early 90s speed wise, because to get really high speed, to get your high crit damage, your crit rate, your attack, and to keep them alive if they need HP, whatever, it's very difficult. So I would like to see him improved and given a higher base speed. 15% crit rate as a base, 60% crit damage, 30 resistance, and no accuracy, which seems to be the norm for a debuffer. They get no accuracy. You would kind of think it would be the opposite way, but I won't complain. Now let's quickly, I'll show you the full stats on this Royal Guard here, who has 31,000 HP, 5,000 attack, very slow at 116 speed, which, because this is mainly one for dungeons, if I'm doing Ice Golem or Dragon, or if I'm in Doom Tower, Faction Wars just for fun. That is why he's slow. He also has attack boots, so it would be 156, give or take 161 if I put boots on, but I do prefer to get damage from him. Full crit rate, 315 crit damage, 130 accuracy. So he might land debuffs, he might not. Quickly, I will show you the stats on the second one, just so. Now this is my quicker one. This is the one that I use in Spider 20. 30k HP, 4.4k attack, a little bit lower, 184 speed, way quicker, good crit rate, 283 crit damage, so 30% or so less. Pretty much 154 accuracy, so if he lands debuffs, it's cool, but ultimately, he's there to nuke, he's there to do damage. Doesn't matter which one we stay on. But let's look at his kit. Look at what he does. He has Razor Blade, attacks one enemy with a 65% chance of placing the big version, decreased defense, which is really nice. I use this progressing. I pulled Royal Guard a little bit later, but still quite early. And to progress through anything in the game, if you're looking to just nuke past your dragon, if you're looking to nuke past Ice Golem, early stages of Faction Mortar, if you're beginning to do Doom Tower, he's a very good champion to take in to hit waves. And the reason for that is, let's look at his A2. This is what he's known for. Takedown. Attacks all enemies, damage increases according to enemy max HP. So it's an AoE and the damage will increase according to enemy max HP. So the higher the HP, the more the damage. So he's good as a progression champion, he's good against waves in Doom Tower. Hell, I even used him in Clan Boss a long time ago. But you get more use out of him, maybe like stages 15 onwards. After you go like 21, 25, they kind of nerfed it a bit, so he doesn't have that much use. You do have to rely on your debuffs like HP burn and so forth. But takedown is still, probably to this day, still one of the hardest hitting AoE attacks. You will get over 3 million damage, maybe 3.5 if you have good savage gear. A nice attack, then I think the possibilities are endless. Hamstring is also a pretty good move. His A3, it's a 4 times at random. I'm not huge onto the random, but it's still very cool. Respectable damage, 75% chance to place a decreased speed debuff for 2 turns, which is good. Fire Knight, any member of the enemy wave you want to slow down. Doesn't work on Dragon, but it works in a lot of other places. Each hit also has a chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 25%. So, 4 times at random, each enemy can have turn meter reduced. And if there's one person left in the wave, and he's extremely unlucky, and he gets hit all 4 times, you can effectively reduce his turn meter by 100%. But that's not why you really build him. It is nice. Decreased speed is always good to slow enemies down to reduce their speed, but what you use him for is takedown. That's exactly why you're going to use him, why he's going to help you progress, why a lot of people have done spider builds, Fire Knight builds, Ice Golem builds. You nuke the dragon. If you get him very early, take him into campaign. Now, masteries I put on this champion. I decided to go, because this is my slow one, I went for War Master. So these are my biggest bosses. I could have went Flawless Execution, Helm's Master and so forth, but I've just not changed it from War Master. We have crit rate to crit damage. This here, so we get a little bit more HP when he attacks, more damage when he attacks with full HP. Increase speed by 6 for each enemy killed by this champion. So as he kills the waves, approaching the boss, he can build his speed up. I get 8% more attack, 8% more damage in the first attack. Wrath of the Slain, we get Bring It Down for even more damage. We get more damage in Arena Dungeons, Methodical, down to tier 6. War Master. The support gives him a little bit of accuracy. Realistically, I think it's just there because I like Evil Eye. So we can decrease the turn meter and also potentially apply decreased defense. And we can extend decreased defense potentially as well. Let me show you the second one. The Master Rays are not the same. I think they're similar, but... So this one we have support tree again. And we have crit rate into crit damage. More damage when attacking with full HP. Wrath of the Slain. Again we have Whirlwind of Death. But we go down tier 6 to Flawless Execution. Meaning that, because this is potentially the one I use more in Spider, he does work everywhere else, but he's quick enough to take a turn to make sure essentially on stage 20 the Spider won't get a turn whatsoever. Nobody does. It's like a 12-second team. And this Flawless Execution just guarantees consistent damage. If you go for Helm Smasher, it gives you a chance to ignore defense. This gives you consistent damage because you get extra crit damage. So when that crit damage is added on, it's always going to be there. It's never going to let you down. It means that you consistently have that damage coming in. So what we'll do is, with Royal Guard, again, if you're early, take him into Clan Boss. Take him into Doom Tower. He's fantastic. He's, early arena, he could be extremely useful if you have nobody else. AoE is the way to go in arena when you're working your way up. You just want to try and nuke people to get past to progress. Faction Wars is not open, but he is great in Faction Wars. Campaign, you can take him as well. But what we can do is, I've got some ice. I'll jump into Ice Golem stage 20. Now, I could build a team. What we'll do is, we'll take out this Poison Explosion team. We're going to move Arbiter because we want damage from him. The block revive is purely for the minions. That's to help just keep the minions down so they don't come back, because if they're dead and they remain dead, the boss does not get extra damage. We'll just do a super rage because why not? So let's take a look. We'll see the animations. We'll see how much damage they're going to do. You've seen the stats. I can easily show you again at the end of the video. We'll do this. We'll jump into Spider. We'll also show you Dragon. Fire Knight, he's also really good because of the decreased speed. He does nuke. He can put up the decreased defense, so he's very valuable there also. We're going to put up the irresistible decreased defense by Ghostborn. We're going to go by the quicker Royal Guard, who has slightly less attacking, less crit damage. We could take Visionary in here to increase, or we could take Helmet for even more crit damage. So we can do 80s and 90s as far as damage goes. Rotos, we'll just start slamming people, because if we kill one or two of these, we're good set to go for wave 2. Rotos is a little bit overpowered, but he's a fusion champion and I do enjoy him. Phoenix can do the exact same job. If you have a Foley, he can do the exact same job. So can we, I wonder if we can just slap these guys with, perfect. So on the second wave, let's take a look at the slower Royal Guard. Ghostborn should be able to take enough turns to, so let's just put that up for the sake of it. It makes no difference. CC is also very important on this. I spoke about it before. I used to use Miscreated Monster. I used to use Nethril, a fantastic team with Apothecary when I was very early on. Nethril, my first Lego, and that enabled me to stay alive, CC the enemies, because the shriek that they put up can basically be the reason you're not going to get to the boss. So we're going to do a little bit of a speed boost here. We have no decreased defense. I don't want to waste it. So let's see. Ghostborn, see if he's 2 turns away. He is quicker. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. And hopefully the cooldown will come pretty quick. As you can see though, the Royal Guards are still doing very respectable damage. We are going to slap him for 168,000. And we're going to slap her for 92, which is quite nice. So we'll do this for a little bit of AoE. Try to get the cooldowns good to go. So 1 turn away from Ghostborn is fine. Only thing to watch for is, if you're going in with crit capped champions against the Ice Golem, he will proc the slam. If you go in with champions that are lower on crit rate, higher chances you won't proc. The slam proc is passive, where he does a massive amount of damage. So are we going A2 again? Can we take him out? Yes, so we're back at the boss. Now let's take a look. We should have both royal guards good to go. One being a hell of a lot slower than the other one. So we're just going to put a weaken up if we can. We'll jump to 2x speed very soon, I promise you. So, irresistible decreased defense. I love that move, it is fantastic. It's a waste, but we'll go A1 there with the fast royal guard. We will see if we can proc an extra turn. No, it's fine. Worth a shot. Don't want to waste the A3. So we have the slow royal guard. About 285 crit damage. We'll go and slap the boss now for 600 plus, so half of the HP is gone. We did proc the slam though. That is the thing you have to be concerned of. So you are going to need a healer. You are going to Scylla the Drakes is really good here. Doom Priest is really good. You could take healers in with a curing set. Apothecary early game is very good. Hell, Abyssal is very good. Mistress of Hymns is very good. There's a lot of good champions that you could pretty much validate taking in. So we got one down. Didn't block revive, but it doesn't matter. He's down for just now. We're going to slam him. And we're going to, we'll just hit auto here and we'll go to 2 times speed. Just to finish this boss off. 555. Arbiter is alive. This is frozen. Are we down? I believe so. It doesn't matter. We got to see the damage we were looking for. Realistically, you want to take in more CC. So if I never took in Rotos, I could have taken Miscreant Mothra. I could have taken anybody that... I could have taken War Maiden in a stun set. Again, we can take a look. He's really good. And the reason I progressed through Dragon in the early stages was that I basically just nuked the dragon. And we could easily take in a champion like War Maiden in a stun set. We'll get the 2 royal guards. So royal guard for damage. And do we need a poisoner? Or do we not? We're going enemy max HP, so we don't. So we will just... We'll take Helmut because we're guaranteed increased crit damage, crit rate. And we're going to see what happens here. So you can poison the dragon. You can even use Ninja for the HP burn detonation. Or you can enemy max HP his boss. So we have increased speed and increased crit rate and crit damage. Let's buff up. We should have took Ghostborn, but it's fine. We'll go here for 96,000. Let's slow it down. We should have the other one coming up soon. Let's look at the damage we get from the second one. And the wave is down. If we go auto and we can cycle through, we do have War Maiden, hopefully throwing up a couple of stuns. Archmage, again, if I built him with full crit rate, I could guarantee the stun a lot better. But I really built him just to be a certain speed. So you could kind of go in an order. I know people are telling me he needs crit rate, and yes, I agree. He does. He absolutely does. So we should be getting a couple of A1s from Royal Guard, 56,000. We're buffing up, so we're increasing our damage potential. Visionary can do this as well. There's other champion, 100,000. We're very close. We get to the dragon. Let's see how easy it is for Royal Guards to kick the dragon's butt. So we're there, relatively easy. We're going to have to cycle the cooldowns. I may change 1 or 2 of the master rays. just so we can potentially proc a cooldown of a skill. We'll see. So we're going Archmage, Arbiter. We're buffing up, so the damage potential is there again. Takedown 719. A1 is 87,000, so we've basically killed him and we're just here. Hamstring. So the next time we get a takedown, this fight will be over. Very much so. You can do the same with Cold Hearts. You can do the same. Husky is really good as well. I used him very early game. Raw Guard being one of my favourites, and I believe the community's favourites as well. A very known champion for all the right reasons. Everybody loves him, and they should love him. So we have the revive, we have all the boosts and heals from Arbiter, and takedown is 655,000 damage. So the quicker Raw Guard, granted, got more damage, but you kind of see what we're going for here. So if we replay, we can do Spider in a moment. We're just going to leave it on auto and see if we get to the boss within a minute 10. See if we're... So first slam, boom, down. 13 seconds, wave 2. The issue is there's no decreased defense, so if takedown does go off, it'll be a little bit of a waste of damage, but it looks like we're good for that. Nice A1. The A1 of Raw Guard also very good. For instance, you have War Maiden and you're a couple of turns off decreased defense, his A1 is fantastic. Having the decreased defense there, it's always going to be helpful for you. Absolutely always going to be helpful. It means you never have to wait for it. You can continually apply it over and over again. So 1 minute 3 seconds, we're at the boss, we're nuking everybody. I believe we're waiting for a couple of cooldowns, which is totally fine. Takedown 675. So a nice first hit. We should be waiting for, I think, the faster Raw Guard to get his. So increased crit rate and crit damage again, which is fantastic. So 315 goes to almost, so it's 345, 350. And within 30 seconds we have severely damaged this dragon. All we have is decreased defense, no poisons. Apart from the poisons on our team, we have nothing else to kill this dragon. Poison being one of the optimal ways, but in your early stages, even up to 20, if you're consistently just choosing to do 20, because it's easier for the energy you give and so forth. Just enemy max HP all the way. Cold Hearts do the exact same. Fantastic champions to pick. So we should be getting revived pretty soon from Arbiter. This is quick enough. Hopefully we'll get one more turn and we can slap this boss. Although I believe he's going to do Scorch pretty soon, so we should be getting that purple bar. And we're going to kill him just before he does. That's his hitting skill. And who's going to get the final hit? It will be the fast Raw Guard. 1.5 and 1.8 million damage. So on auto, it's a little bit more even, but it's still respectable at 2 minutes 35 seconds. Let's say you were looking at trying to do Spider, Fire Knight again. The affinity you will have to watch for, just like any dungeon, Fire Knight. So we'll go into Spider, and we have 2 of those. Now this is the quick Raw Guard I have here. The slow one is 116 speed, so far too slow. But again, we're going to take a look at this team and see the damage that we can do with the build that we have. We'll go to 1 times speed, and yes, my Cold Hearts look fantastic. My clanmate's talking about whether Curing set is good on Vogoth. The curing set on Vogoth is phenomenal. 1.3, a little bit lower than it normally is. If you put curing set on Vogoth, let's just go away from the point for a second. To any clanmates watching, if you put Vogoth in curing, HP, gloves, chest and boots, forget about any debuffs. All you need is HP, 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 wherever you can get it. So on top of the massive heals, you're going to get 40% more. And there was a video in which Ash had Boomer on and spoke of this subject, so guys, check it out. Now back to the point, we have 2.992 million damage, 17-second clear. I mean, need I say more? I haven't used Raw Guard in the Fire Knights for a while. You can also do Minotaur. It's very good in the keeps as well, but I feel like showing you the keeps would be kind of redundant. We have the bad affinity for stage 20, but the team for 20 is double cold heart for the turn meter. So he is good there. We're not going to jump in and do a run. You can farm Minotaur. You can do, obviously be careful with affinities when you use them. If you're going for the keeps, you don't want it to be weak. You can do a lot of damage, but still, Arena, where I'm at right now, he won't be that much use. Doom Tower is good. Everywhere is really good. I believe his reviews are actually quite good as well. I think we're going to go quickly check that. So let's take a quick look at the reviews in game. FYI, do not trust the reviews in game. Use them kind of like a guideline or an advisory. So Spider's Den, he's a 5. Demon Lord, I think for early mid, he's definitely a 4. He will get you the damage to potentially get that top chest on easy or hard. So Dragon's Lair, he has to be a 5. Minotaur is, again, he's a 5. He's really good. Arena Offense, if you're early on, he's good. So I feel like it's safe to say 3. I don't want to go any higher or any lower, but I feel like in the middle is perfect. Iceglow's Peak, I believe he's excellent there. Fire Knight's Castle, end game teams use him. So I think that speaks for itself. Camping locations, if you get him early enough, he can be good. Spirit Keep, so he's strong affinity. All the keeps I would say is very good. I wouldn't see why he wouldn't be. Void Keeper again, he'd be very good. Force Keep, he is weak affinity, so maybe not. He's acceptable if you have him, just for the damage. Or do I want to go 3, just so I'm not being too mean? Because you might have him, you might not. Faction Wars, he's absolutely a 5. And I don't use him for Hydra, but there is a lot of videos going around showing just how good he is on Hydra. So that's going to do it for this one. Should you use Raw Guard? Is he good? Is he still good? He's an OG champion in the High Elves faction, and to this day, 3 years on, he's still one of the best enemy max HP champions in the game. He's great progression, he's great mid game, he's fantastic end game for your speed teams. He's tremendous wave clear up until stage 20. He's probably top 3, top 5 nuking champions for most bosses, or at least if you're looking for the damage to help your other champions, he can do that as well. So we're going to leave it there. That was Raw Guard. Felt like showing him off again. I do have 2, one for 20, one for dungeons. 24-25 Spider is HP burn, which I've been working on. But I'd love to get your thoughts on Raw Guard. What you think of him? Do you use him? How do you have him built? Again, if you have Savage gear, which I was going to mention, if you have like 300 crit damage in Savage, 5k attack, a nice great haul, and you have a buffer, you could be looking at potentially 3.5 million damage. I'm unsure whether he can one-shot the spider, but I'm not going to say he can't, because there's always somebody that can find some way to kit a champion out with that gear they need, while putting in their buffers and all the rest of it, increase attack champions. So we'll leave it there. Give me your thoughts on Royal Guard. He is an OG enemy max HP champion, still one of the hardest hitters in the game, and by far one of my favourite epics. So guys, I appreciate your time. I love you all. Thanks so much for joining me. Stay safe. Keep on raiding. I'll see you soon.